don't know if I'm gonna get a spotlight for this. Thank you so much. Okay. Hi, I'm Claire. I directed Collateral Parenting, which is the show you're about to watch. I'm a senior at Oakton. This is my 4th year in the theater department, and the first show I ever saw here was this show when I was in like 4th grade when my sister and her Theater 2 class put it up for their soap operas. I loved everything about it, and it like just really felt like something that I wanted to do. So it's been like a very full circle moment for me to get to do this. My sister Emma, who wrote it, and her friend Carolyn rewrote and like revised the show a couple years ago, and I always had the idea of kind of doing it here since then. And so thank you to Emma and Carolyn for writing it and for letting us do it here for free. I really appreciate that. I love this show. I love this cast. I laughed at every single joke like it was the first time, and so I hope you all enjoy Collateral Parenting. It's a blast. So enjoy. Yay!
Ladies and gentlemen of the PTA, as your head of hospitality, it is my greatest honor to introduce Our Lady of the Hour, coming all the way from her office here in St. Edward Junior University for gifted and otherwise. I present to you, drumroll please, Principal Ann J. McCormick. Principal Ann J. McCormick was born and raised in suburban Connecticut, where she first started her thrilling career in estate law. However, fate intervened and brought her into the hands of us devoted parents, almost as much as a blessing as our children and untaxed income. Wearing a knockoff Chanel pantsuit.
That's okay, Tiffany.
And weighing in at...
Knock it off, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I've called this emergency meeting to discuss some deeply tragic news that befell our community last week. As I'm sure you've all seen on Facebook, our PTA president, Kathy Jones, was tragically found dead in her kitchen on September 21st, clutching a bag of her favorite spice, flour, impaled with a hot glue gun. Our non-denominational thoughts remain with her husband, Daniel, their daughter, Luann Citron, and their golden retriever, Patchouli. God bless her. The investigation is continuing. However, the school bylaws are adamant that in the absence of a PTA president, an election must be held immediately, regardless of suspicion of foul play, which for some reason it says word for word in the administrative handbook. I have no choice but to oversee this election, and since I've avoided these meetings thus far, if you all wouldn't remind me of your names and positions.
Well, as you all know, my name is Holly Johnson, and I've been a member of the PTA for 4 years now as its devoted secretary. I've got 2 kids, one in the 3rd and one in the 5th, and you can all follow my crafting adventures at craftingholly.web.com.org.
Hi, my name is Diana Miller. I've been part of the PTA for the last 5 years and treasurer for the last 3. I'm a part-time pediatric secretary and a full-time mommy. My angel, Gigi, is class president of the 6th grade, so she's clearly way better than all your children.
Who has 2 thumbs and is the coolest cat in town? This guy. Cam's the name, Artisan Jams are the game. I put the fun in fundraising chair. You may recognize me as the mom all the kids run screaming from on the playground because they're scared of how awesome I am. My son Justin is in the 4th grade, and he's what they call a high academic achiever, but we all know what that's code for. Nerd alert!
Okay, thank you, Cam.
I'm Susie Clinton. I just moved here this summer from Minnesota, and I am happy as a lark to be joining you all in this hootenanny. Even though you're all Lord-rejecting heathens, I'm sure there's nothing some prayer and persuasion can't fix. My beautiful daughter Annalisa's in the 4th grade, and she's had to take up volleyball this year because this county doesn't seem to have some competitive scrapbooking, but I'm sure she'll take to it like a baby takes to holy water.
I'm Bethany Campbell, and I'm the caretaker for the Shield children. Mrs. Shield is sorry she can't make it to yet another meeting. She's away on business. She'd make it if she went away on business. She will try to make it to a meeting and fulfill her duties as historian when she's not away on business. I care for the 8 wonderful Shield children. 2 in kindergarten, 3 in first grade, 3 in second grade, 3 in third grade, and 3 in fourth grade. But it's fine. It's fine. I want to die. It's fine.
Please address me as Robert T. Fitzgerald, PTA Head of Student Board Outreach. Hi. I'm a linguist in the University of Columbia. University of Columbia, an amateur sommelier and a PTA father. My daughter Elise is in kindergarten. They say if her grades keep up, she could be headed for an early first grade transfer.
Miss Glenn? Hi, I'm Tiffany Glenn, stepmother to Levi Glenn. Fun fact, he goes to the school. My talents include skiing, calligraphy, and a well-rounded knowledge of culture. I'm so honored to be here as your head of hospitality. Thank you.
Oh. That was very detailed. I definitely only asked for your names and positions, but I'm very accepting of the fact that I'm here. Good to see you all. And it looks like we're only missing 2 of our members today. Dr. Elaine T. Wagner, Esquire. It says she has twins in the 6th grade, participates on numerous advisory committees, donates generously to the school.
No, Terrence. I ordered those business cards in eggshell white, font imperial. Time to do Roman, but are we peasants?
Oh, Terrence, am I right?
So I understand you're the head of social media outreach. Dr. Wagner?
Wait. They're out of stock. Terry, I need these cards. If I don't get them by next Wednesday, I won't be able to start my new part-time wedding planning business. I'll be down to only 4 jobs. 4! It's like you're trying to make my life easier. Why don't you just, I don't know, kill me?
Dr. Wagner?
I'm sorry, can I help you?
She just wants you to introduce yourself, Elaine.
Fine. My name is Elaine Wagner. I have some daughters that go here. I currently only work 4 jobs. Thank you, Terry. And, oh yeah, let's see. I'm the real mother of Levi Glenn. What can I say? Kieran just couldn't handle his wife not being there 23.9 out of 24 hours a day. I guess his only remedy was finding some washed-up pageant girl to raise his only son.
At least I have the ability to make time for Liam.
It's Levi!
Exactly what I said. It's stability that he needs, considering that dear Elaine here missed almost every major moment in his life, except his birth. And even then, she was on a conference call.
Thank you! I needed that promotion. What was I supposed to do, reschedule the birth? Believe me, I tried.
Okay, ladies, please break it up. All right, we're only missing Mr. Lance Smith.
Hi all, so sorry we're late. Fonzie was finishing his Backyardigans episode. Oh wow, a new person. Hi, I'm Lance Smith, the event coordinator. I just joined last year after adopting my pride and joy, Hans. He's from Germany. Go on, Fonzie, say hola.
German.
Well then, looks like we have a full house today. Oh my. You know, I'm just realizing that I left the election rules back in my office, along with my Valley ibuprofen. So I'll be back in a minute. Everyone just play nice, I guess.
So, obviously, we're all still devastated that Kathy died.
She owed me money.
Clearly, we need to focus on the essential task of electing ourselves a new PTA president. And elections are such a snooze. I mean, who votes? So maybe we should just pick the new president real quick. And as secretary, and I totally don't mean this as some kind of like power grab, but I'm really getting this vibe that I should be the new president. You guys feel it, right? Secretary, president,
I so agree with you, Holly. 100%.
like this teeny tiny part of me that thinks that the treasurer should be president, and that's me, so.
Now, you two, don't argue.
There's nothing to fret about, because, well,
I've been convening with the Holy Ghost himself, and he came right out and told me that I was meant to steer this fine ship of sinners towards salvation as interim president. So, if you guys don't mind, I'll just take my position right here as president of the PTA. Why, your stairs are as cold as the Minnesotan blizzard. I'll just sit down now.
Okay, so we can't unanimously decide on a president, and we actually are not letting any non-members decide, preferred deities included. So what are we supposed to do now? Wait for that unfashionable one to come back with the election rules?
Well, sometime last year, I decided to treat myself to some light reading. So I read the entire PTA guidebook 3 times. Again, just for kicks. And I think I remember what some of the guidelines were. It said something like, and I'm probably paraphrasing here, if the current president is to fall absent for over a week with no explanation, a bad explanation, or due to circumstances outside of their control, i.e. being the victim of a murder most foul, a new president shall be chosen solely based upon a democratic election among members of the association.
Well, I dare say we're standing on these grounds, eh? Kathy's dead, and you can hardly trust some unqualified, formerly Midwestern member to head our association. No offense meant, Suzanne, dear. And I'd gladly run, being the head of the physics department at Columbia prepares for this type of work. Leadership, power, decisions over other parents, etc.
Definitely a genius idea, Robert.
I thought you were a linguist, Robert.
Nope, physicist.
Really? Because we got to the
Take a nap, Bethany. Take a nap. Oh.
So, E-Pain, play on words, T-Pain, cool mom move. Do you remember any of the other election rules?
Something about having to be nominated by someone else in order to be a candidate, and up to 5 people can be nominated. And I left my spare coffee pot at home. I can feel my caffeine levels dropping. My consciousness slipping.
Don't worry, I always keep a few extra caffeine patches on hand just in case your body shuts down from lack of coffee. Hashtag prepared mom.
Diana, you're my best friend, so I support all your dreams. And I know you support mine too, or else you'd be an awful friend. I nominate you.
Aww, Holly, I love you so much. And because I'm not scared of a little competition, I nominate you! Oh, yay!
And I nominate Robert.
All right, old Bobby Fitz.
Am I allowed to nominate?
I don't see why not. Well, then I nominate Tiffany. She has a ton of qualifications for leadership. I mean, Miss Rhode Island, Miss South Nepal, that time she stopped that yacht from crashing into East Hampton. Tiffany on the ballot it is. Why don't you go back to sleep now, honey? Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, sad girl, for this nomination. I will do everything in my power to prove myself as this unbelievably flawless leader I know I am. Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like we're all out of people to nominate, so, well,
Wait. That's 4, Matt. Thank you. It's true. Do you have a nomination, dearie? The crazy one?
Am I the crazy one?
I reckon so. So our nominees are Holly, Diana, Pam, Robert, and Tiffany. Does that sound peachy keen to everyone?
Perfect.
Oh my gosh. Apologies for taking so long, but I managed to heave the PTA guidebook out of my office and only managed to drop it on my foot twice. So, are you ready to begin working on this election?
Not to worry, Ann dear. We've rustled up 5 swell nominees, and I can already tell this election's shaping up to be one heck of a shindig.
Oh, well, great. Excellent.
I suppose I'd be fuming with rage that I put in all this effort if I wasn't so eager to leave. So, is there anything else to discuss?
I doubt it. My vintage Swiss pocket watch here. The time is correct. I'd say our meeting time has now come to a close.
Our meeting's always this futile.
Of course not. Sometimes we're unproductive.
Hi, Robert. Do you remember my son, Hans?
Yes. Guten Tag, Hans.
Damn it.
There.
Thank you for this honor to be chosen as the PTA president.
But you're not the president yet, right, Tiffany?
There's no time like the present to start preparing yourself for leadership. This self-starter attitude is exactly why I would be such an amazing president. Okay, but you're not yet, and the election...
No!
Thank you.
Yo, Holly, congrats on the nomination, queen. I try to limit engagement with my competition. And congrats to you too, Diana. Get that nomination, mama.
I don't start taking fives from any height.
Diana.
Elaine? Could it be? No. No, she must just be blottoed by way of copious amounts of caffeine consumption. Unless Kathy's killed her. Elaine! Elaine! Elaine!
I said quadruple shots! Where's Elaine? Where are we? Are we dead? Can I send one last email before I go?
We're not dead, Elaine. We're in the PTA meeting room. It's our regularly scheduled meeting this evening. You must have fallen asleep here last night after that rather anticlimactic crisis conclave.
Oh. Yikes. I should probably check on my daughters. Oh, never mind. They seem to have figured everything out. I swear sometimes it's nice how low maintenance they are. Wouldn't hurt them to join a couple dozen clubs, though.
I must say, you gave me quite a fright. For a mere moment there, I thought you'd been killed.
Nope. I guess caffeine patches just aren't strong enough to pull me back from the nagging clutch of sleep anymore. Anyway, where's everyone?
I'm sure they'll be in momentarily. Actually, I was hoping to inquire with you on that Mr. Smith fellow.
What, you two aren't on a first-name basis yet?
I'm afraid not. He seemed rather enthusiastic to help me run my campaign. And, well, I suppose my question lies as to inquiring whether or not there might be some ulterior motive afoot.
Look, the only time I ever talked one-on-one with the guy was at the end of the year PTA meeting back in May. He seemed sweet and everything, but I was on 3 separate conference calls at the time, so I'm not exactly the person to ask for dirt on your little man crush.
You believe me to feel more for him? You can't be serious.
I'm always serious. I worked for Upright Citizens Brigade until they fired me for bringing down the moon. Anyway, I have 2,000 emails to catch up on, thanks to that little power nap. Not to mention coffee referral.
If you can't aid me in my quest for information, do you at least know of anyone who may be privy to particulars about him?
Diana might. She's got dirt on everyone. I'll go see if she's tightening her ponytail in the women's room.
Robert?
Miss Miller, I don't believe we met. My name is Robert Terrence.
Terrence Fitzgerald. I know. We've spoken like many times before. You've told me all about your divorce at last year's end of year PTA party after you drank a whole bottle of your bootleg vermouth.
Right. Well, I was hoping to get some information on that Lance fellow.
Oh, can't you tell? He's absolutely crazy about you. He nominated you for president. How romantic can it get? The girls and I, well, mostly me, have already created a Pinterest board for your wedding. Robert, what's wrong?
Nothing. I've just never met a man so straightforward.
This is so adorable. Wait till I tell the girl.
No, it's paramount that you keep this a secret.
Paramount?
It means important. It can complicate things. If anyone were to know that I were aware of Lance's feelings about me, they might assume we're colluding.
Aren't you colluding?
That's besides the point. Just promise me you won't tell anyone.
Not even my Pinterest board?
I suppose if it's that important to you, it doesn't matter. No one follows half your Pinterest boards anyways.
Plenty of people adore my Pinterest. Robert, your energy is incredibly a constant today.
Diana, it seems your stress has gone into your head. Is your ponytail drooping? This is perfect. Lance, despite his overall lack of intellect and superfluity to operations, is clearly adored by the rest of the association. Now all I will have to do is rely on my association to win the votes I need for presidency. Though I suppose it will mean I'll have to tolerate the poorly uncultured man, not to mention his child's little speech impediment. Though I suppose it won't be too hard, seeing as he's more incompetent than the rest of them. Another member of the PTA under my thumb. Oh, it's Christmas!
I'm afraid I have to be here again today, which I promise I find more distressing than anyone else. But essentially, the police have assigned me to record your alibis.
I don't do alibis. I'm vegan.
No. It means that you have to prove to me that you didn't have anything to do with Kathy's murder. I know it cuts into meeting time, but I can't imagine that you have anything more important to discuss. So, if you wouldn't mind stepping into the hall with me, Miss Johnson? So, why couldn't it have been you?
First of all, there's no way I would have ever even thought about killing Kathy. We were so mildly friendly. And why would I even use a hot glue gun? I've got a hot melt applicator and it is so much better. If you want to know where I was that night, you can check my blog. Again, it's craftingholly.web.com.org. Comment, like, share with your friends. I was lecturing myself eating pot holders that night. And yeah, they came out perfect.
Diana, you seem determined to have your child be recognized as the best.
That's because Gigi is. Let me just be clear that I am completely devastated that Kathy died. I feel like we could have been really good friends if she were more involved in her position as PTA president. I personally find it very unempowering of herself to let herself get murdered like that. But that's just one wise female opinion. In any case, I was at Gigi's soccer game that night, and I never miss a game. I mean, who else will scold the referee when they're being a complete idiot? And Gigi scored 2 goals, and I was so proud I nearly cried. And then I did cry, because it was amazing.
What's your story, Pam? Pam?
Sorry, this is like a really cool theatrical device. It's like our own version of the Hurricane Challenge. Am I right?
I have no idea. Can we please get back to the question at hand?
Oh, LOL, right. Alibi time. What was the question again?
Just convince me you had nothing to do with Kathy's murder. It shouldn't be that hard. I don't care that much.
Wasn't me, Princey Mixie. I was doing my bi-weekly run to Party City in North Bergen, where I buy all my tableware. Sure, it's expensive and it takes hours, but what can I say? I guess I'm just not like the other moms. And why would I? Kathy was all that and a bag of chips. Sure, I wouldn't say we were exactly friends, more like she had all the power and admiration and social currency. Sometimes think I would rob several banks to have. But what can I say? I'm a cool mom, and murder is so not cool. None of the kids are doing it these days, but you know what they are doing? Gangnam Style.
Okay, Elaine? What were you doing on September 21st?
Oh. Well, it would have been my 21st wedding anniversary. My husband was a coward who couldn't handle my work ethic. He just didn't understand that I had to keep my seat at the table by leaning in, like, all the way in. So, that night, after I finished my workload for the day, I stayed up until 1 a.m. leaving him voicemails about our marriage. He picked up after 6 tries, and we argued for 2 hours until he started crying and said he missed me, which was too much emotional labor for me, so I hung up. Anyway, not me.
Alright. Susie, what were you doing that night?
I'm afraid that I was unpacking our crucifix wall that evening. Our house just doesn't feel like the home without it. You know, I'm sad. Why? Sad as a cat without a ball of yarn that I didn't know Kathy before she died. I thought about it last night while I was making snickerdoodles, and I just burst into tears, so I went to church right away and lit a bunch of candles, and the place burned down, and it was all... I probably shouldn't have told you that.
Bethany, yeah. I'm pretty sure we all know that it wasn't you, considering, all that you've got going on. But protocol is protocol. So, what were you doing on September 21st?
September 21st was a Saturday through Sunday. I was working. Naturally. I don't really have much of a social life, so chances of me even being able to get out that night are like 0 to none. I mean, I'm not a complete shut-in. I have a girlfriend, but we haven't talked in 6 months. But I texted her the other day. I was like, hey, and she was like, who's this?
Robert, I know you like to hear yourself speak, but please, in as few words as possible, explain to me why you couldn't have been the killer.
Well, Kathy's death can best be described by the words of Herman Melville.
Okay, thank you, Robert. That's good enough. Lance, what was your relationship with Kathy?
Kathy and I had a crazy past. Actually, she was my big sister, so there is no way I would have had anything to do with her murder. I mean, talk about awkward. Anyways, I was at Learn German Easy that night. Actually, the phrase we learned really describes how I feel right now. Murder no me gusta.
Jimin.
Thank you, dear. That's very nice. Okay, Tiffany, you have 30 seconds to answer. Explain what you were doing on September 21st.
Goodness, September 21st? What a night. Popularly referred to in the hit September by Earth, Wind & Fire, according to my date book, I was preparing my dance class for their Little Miss Madam pageant of 4 to 9-year-olds. It was an amazing affair, and Kathy was truly an amazing woman. Thank you.
Okay then, I will let the police know about your alibis and see if it helps their investigation. In the meantime, you guys can all work on planning this election and enjoy whatever refreshments the assigned parents brought.
I brought a batch of my super amazing brownies. They're 50% tofu and 50% delicious.
And I was going to bring Pop-Tarts, but then I got tired and I forgot, so I didn't, so we can have brownies!
Tiffany, what's pageants like? Where'd you get your dress?
Custom Dior.
Did you consider dropping out of the race?
Not in your wildest dreams.
Do you like my brownies?
No comment. And world peace!
Hi, Rob. I don't know if you know this, but during my one semester at NYU, I studied political science. Would you be interested in talking campaign strategy? I know my stuff. Scouts honor.
Of course. What would you suggest our best strategy to be?
Well, I think the best way to win over the other members is to kill them.
You really think so?
With kindness, show them that you're a trustworthy guy. I know the other members may think you're judgmental, pretentious, and maybe borderline misogynistic, but I think you can be all of those things. And a great community member.
How kind of you to say so.
Aw, Hansi, don't you like that Pop-Tart?
Jimmy.
He is such a little foodie. He loves eating vegetarian.
Jimmy.
Look, I love keeping busy, but the kind of power that being PTA president gets you, even I don't need that kind of responsibility.
Right? I mean, I'm no Benedict Cabbage Patch, but I know how tired I am after a long day of being swag and working hard. That's W-E-R-K, work.
Hold on, dude. I just wonder who will end up taking over for Kathy. Whoever it is would automatically be the coolest mom in town if she won.
The second coolest mom, right?
No, definitely the first.
This election's exciting and all, but it's kind of a shame we're not involved, don't you think?
Oh, I'm glad to not be involved. You have a lot more time with your inner thoughts, insecurities, and rage when you're not involved with your community.
I guess it's one less thing to worry about. But why don't you tell me about yourself? Where you grew up, your hobbies, if you're willing to accept the Lord Jesus into your heart? You're a rather little odd duckling there, aren't ya?
I like things. And people. I haven't seen a bed in 2 days.
Oh, and Tiffany, can I just say how much we all admire how mature you and Elaine have been about your whole custody agreement? I mean, it's just so beautiful to see two women who clearly hate each other not resort to physical violence when they publicly fight. You guys are such inspirations.
And it cannot be easy. I mean, I love Elaine, but she can just be so sad. I could deal with her caffeine addiction or her obsession with her jobs, but pantsuits in public?
Tragic. It's a shame, isn't it? A life that seems sad and lonely to some is free and independent to others. Anyway, how are Kaylee and Shaylee doing?
Oh my goodness, they're absolutely adorable. Do you want to see pictures? I've got a whole separate selfie phone.
You're the expert. I really can't thank you enough for all your help.
Anytime, Rob.
Please, call me Robert. Actually, as the bard once said, what's in a name?
The Bard? OMG, I love the Bard. I was just listening to his podcast yesterday. Anyway, your daughter, Elise, how's kindergarten treating her? Hansi, he loves it.
Jimmy.
She
See?
dotes on it. She's showing early signs of artistic brilliance. Refrigerators more macaroni art than stainless steel these days. Though they are considering switching mediums to pipe cleaners or paper towel tubes.
Listen, I love keeping busy, but the kind of power that being PTA president gets you, even I don't need that kind of responsibility.
Is it not cool to want responsibility anymore?
Oh, I don't know. My daughters never want to talk about what's cool or current events or getting a jump start on college applications. All they ever want to talk about are their emotions and mindful meditation. Let's just hope it's a phase. Levi can go to school. I would give anything to talk to him on a ride to Boy Scouts again.
Isn't he Tiffany's son now? Maybe she could set you guys up on a play date.
He isn't. That isn't the.
And I think that links back to when my mom left me at a Walmart in the ethnic food aisle. As I waited and waited for her to come back, I just had this feeling that she didn't have the mother gene, you know? Whatever feeling it is that you're meant to love and care for the stranger you created, she just didn't have it. And I realized right then that I didn't ever want to risk feeling any future children I might have in the same way. And also, the sleeping in a refrigerator is really comfortable.
You don't have to be a mother, dearie. There are plenty of vocations out there for voluntary bearing young women. You could become a nun. You know, I thought about becoming a sister when I was your age, but it seemed like the Lord was taking me elsewhere.
I don't think I should become a nun.
Well, we'd have to get you a habit.
Sorry, I just
And I've heard of this covenant upstate that I think would be just perfect for you.
Also, I'm pretty sure I'm Jewish.
Well, it's Saturday. We'll get started next fall. You know, Bethany, I think that this is what you were meant to do. Bring it in. Come here. Oh, my sister.
Thank you all for your contributions, but the police have agreed with me that you've all given good enough excuses, and they don't feel the need to subject themselves to dealing with any of you further. So it looks like you're all good for murder. Have a good weekend, I suppose.
Hold on, everyone. As most of you know, since you checked my amazing Pinterest boards, Robert, at next week's meeting, after we cast our votes, and I'll need you back here to tally them up, we'll be having our annual party planning party for the 6th grade Halloween Spectacular! Be sure to bring food, but keep in mind the preferred dietary restrictions. No gluten, no dairy, no peanuts, no tree nuts, no sea nuts, no sugar, no soy, no kiwi, no xanthan gum or molasses for me, and no citrus for Lance. Remember,
We want this to be the best party possible for our 6th graders. Well, at least for my Gigi. I know quality won't matter to your relevant children anyway. Yeah, just know that.
And we're done, you guys. Good work, everyone. And who says all after readers aren't fun?
Let's get planning, you guys! After all, this is the same theme that we'll be using for the next 10 years to save money for our PTA and the beer party. So it'll affect your children too. Does anyone have any theme ideas?
My son Leo,
It's Levi.
yeah, silly autocorrect. He asked, and I wrote to make this party not lame. And as his mother, I feel obligated to fulfill this duty.
Okay, so that wasn't helpful at all. But I reached out to Nora H.
Nora H gets road rage at the kids in my life?
Of course not. Nora H, who runs the Organic Materials Moonbound Empire. She told me she'd be more than happy to let us have one of the houses, but we just have to make sure the kids keep their shoes on because the beeswax-based dye is known to cause rashes anyways.
Okay, pardon me, Diana, and I cannot believe I'm having to remind you considering how annoyingly enthusiastic you've all been about this. But I had final votes of all parents and 0 tutors of this association. And it's my honor to announce that this election is finally over. Your new president is Diana Miller.
OMG! I'm so happy for you, Diana! We can really be together! With a logical split in power, of course!
We'll discuss that later.
Thank you guys so much for voting for me. I was so scared that you'd all make a terrible decision. But it looks like you cast your precious votes wisely. Democracy is real! Oh, and gosh, I'm too excited to even talk. Everyone go grab some food.
Since you kind of nixed most of the ingredients in chocolate chip cookies, I brought vanilla extract, salt, and baking soda in a plastic bag.
And I brought the chef, Boy Artie, and the lasagnas. I brought kale salad and carrot chips.
And I brought my lack of mental stability! And also pretzels!
I am so sorry you didn't win, Rob. Really. Hans is too.
Jenny.
But hey, at least we got to hang out together.
I can't believe I didn't win. And to Diana of all people, all the appallingly directionless Pinterest boards and those circulation-killing ponytails.
Oh, she's not so bad. I really think you would have been a great president, though. Really.
Get off me! You fool, don't you see it? I'm just using you to win the presidency. Now it's all for nothing.
It's okay,
That's my
Hans.
book.
I'll be strong. For you.
To Diana, our new president, whether she deserves it or not.
Thank you guys so much. And to whoever brought these cookies, they're almost decent.
Diana, are you okay? Diana! Oh my god. Everyone stay calm. I'll call 911. I'll grab the first aid kit. We have one of those, right?
We need to hurry! I think there's one in the library.
Aren't those the things that keep on the ceilings?
What? Those are government outside detectors!
Now everyone, let's not panic, okay? How about we all go look for some first aid kits by splitting up and running frantically around the school, okay? Jesus loves you. Get in there.
In my purse, there's an EpiPen. I just stabbed it in my leg. I know those cookies are labeled gluten-free. I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like someone may have brought them out on
who brought those delicious sugar cookies, and it wasn't Bobby Fitz.
Pam, was it you?
Pam, right? It was. Whoops. Sometimes I just can't control the do. Cool mom reference.
Pam, how could you?
Do you know how much it hurts to be the loser? To never quite be accepted by your community, by other parents, by even your own son because of your out-of-date references and off-putting vibes? Can you imagine what that kind of pain feels like?
Pam, I'm dying here.
Okay, clearly, all I could think about this week was how badly I wanted to win the election, but I had to be prepared for the worst. I had a plan for any outcome to make sure that no one got in my way. If Holly won, I was gonna cut the brake lines on her Toyota Subaru. If Tiffany won, I was gonna lock her in the broom closet with the undefeated black mold. If Robert won, I was honestly just gonna push him down a flight of stairs or something. And you, well, let's just say, if I won, I would have wolfed down those cookies all by myself, and you would have been perfectly safe. But that didn't happen, did it? And you're not just inconveniently into wheat-free eating, are you? No, you're legit allergic to gluten, aren't ya? And now poor President Diana is dead, who has 2 thumbs and is gonna take her place. This guy. Diana is now Dadana.
Jimmy. What, Hansi? You know Daddy can't speak German without Google Translate around.
Oh, I think I recognize this phrase. He was just saying Pam is super cool. Guilty.
Liz, is that really what you're saying?
That is exactly what he is saying.